John Wick versus Jason Bourne. Who will win? When it comes to Hollywood's most charismatic action movie characters, not many can beat the pedigree of Jason Bourne and John Wick, played expertly by Matt Damon and Keanu Reeves, respectively. Bourne and Wick were trained to do two things only: fight and kill. And oh boy, they are pretty good at it. The thought of getting into a fight with either of them is enough to inspire nightmares. So what if the two characters go against each other in a fight? Oh yeah, that would be some fight. We haven't had the pleasure to watch that on screen. However, in this video, we'll be putting the two men against each other to see who will come out on tops. To find out our eventual winner, watch the video till the end. But before we begin, kindly hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. With that done, let's meet our fighters. We begin with John Wick. We may all know him as John Wick, but that is only his alias. John's real name is Jardany Jovanovic. In his active years, John worked for the Tarasov Mob, a despicable group of killers you can imagine. At some point, John decided that he had had enough, and he chose to retire. However, his boss, Viggo Tarasov, was not about to let him go so easily.
That fucking nobody is John Wick.
He promised to allow John to go into early retirement only if he completed an impossible task, which was to wipe out all Viggo's enemies in one night. Well, for John, very few things can be considered impossible. He went on to complete the task, securing his free passage to early retirement. Following his retirement, John decided to spend his remaining years with his dear wife, Helen Wick. Sadly, Helen passed away after suffering from an unknown disease. But instead of being allowed to grieve, Viggo's son, Losif Tarasov, stoked the sleeping bear by murdering John's dog, Daisy. But what Losif did not realize was that Daisy was no ordinary dog. It was of sentimental value to John, as it was gifted to John by Helen, his wife, to help him while grieving her death. As a result, the murder of Daisy hurt John so badly that it brought him out of retirement. Losif Tarasov did not only kill Daisy when he invaded John's house, he also stole John's car. These actions inspired John into a rage-filled vendetta. John went on a killing spree, putting down anyone that stood in his way as he searched for Losif Tarasov. He eventually killed Losif and his father, Viggo, before reclaiming his beloved car from Losif's brother, Abram. John grew up an orphan, but was taken in and trained by a man called the Director. Under the Director, John learned a variety of martial arts. He also once served in the United States Army as a special ops soldier before becoming a professional assassin, who went by the moniker Baba Yaga, a Russian term for the word the boogeyman. John later joined the Continental, a hotel that caters exclusively to criminals. Here, he became revered as a legendary hitman and gained enormous respect from those in the criminal underworld. John Wick is a master martial artist, a master assassin, and a top marksman who possesses peak human speed, agility, stamina, and reflexes, making him one hell of a formidable fighter. Jason Charles Bourne, whose real name is David Webb, was a former CIA assassin and member of the CIA Black Ops group called Operation Treadstone. For years, he was a loyal servant of the CIA, until he defected during a mission to assassinate Nikwana Wambazi. Jason found it difficult to bring himself to complete the mission and kill Wambazi in front of a group of children present on the scene. The CIA interpreted Jason's defection as an act of betrayal, and they decided to kill him. An agent was sent after Jason, and in the assassination attempt, Jason was shot in the back twice. Later, we see Jason come to himself with absolutely no memory of who he is. To piece everything back together, he sets out on a special mission. As a formerly trained CIA operative, Jason is an incredibly skilled martial artist with extensive knowledge of hand-to-hand combat, exhibiting a combat style that incorporates various aspects of Jeet Kune Do, Krav Maga, Kung Fu, and a host of other martial arts styles. He also possesses a mastery of weapons and is highly skilled with a variety of handguns, knives, and rifles. Jason is an expert marksman with an ability to hit his targets accurately, no matter how far away they might be. He is also a master tactician gifted with supreme intelligence. Alright, now that we have met our two fighters, let's get into the real action. To decide the outcome of a hypothetical fight between these two characters, we will examine the abilities of these fighters across 4 major categories, as we always do. These are fighting pedigree, physique, skill, and improvisation. In each category, each fighter will be awarded a maximum of 10 points, and in the end, the fighter with the higher cumulative points will be awarded the victory. And with that all cleared up, let's begin. Fighting pedigree. If there's anything that Jason Bourne and John Wick have in common, it is that both men are expert martial artists. While Wick was specially trained by a man called the Director, Bourne has CIA-level martial arts training, which is pretty much as good as it gets. So, in the physical combat department, there's no separating these two dudes. It's a tie, 9 points for both men. Physique. John Wick is portrayed in the franchise by the charismatic Keanu Reeves, who stands at 6'1" and weighs 84 kilograms of pure muscle. On the other hand, Matt Damon, who plays the role of Jason Bourne in the Bourne series, is slightly shorter at 5 feet 10 inches, but he also weighs in at 84 kilograms. In this category, our points will lean more toward Wick. He's taller and weighs as much as Bourne, who is shorter but weighs exactly the same as Wick. We therefore expect Wick to be lighter on his feet, while Bourne will have to deal with more weight because of his height. It's close, 8 points to Wick and 7 to Jason Bourne. Skills. If guns were allowed in this battle, it would be crazy. Both dudes are excellent marksmen, so it's hard to see how they'd miss each other. Take away the guns from them, and you have 2 extremely skilled combat men. However, based on the eye test, we're going to have to give this round to John Wick. We believe his intensity aids his overall skill set and narrowly gives him the victory in this category. So it's 8 points to Wick and 7 to Bourne again. Improvisation. Jason Bourne's incredible intellect not only makes him a master tactician, but also a very intelligent fighter with a special ability to adapt to any environment he finds himself in, using his surroundings to his advantage. As a result, Bourne is capable of very quick thinking in the heat of combat, which allows him to surprise his opponents with deadly moves. So it's Bourne with the winner here, 8 points to Jason and 7 to Wick. The verdict. And the winner of this fight with a total of 32 points to his opponent's 31 points is none other than Jonathan Wick, the Boogeyman. We've got another close call on our hands, folks, so tell us if you agree with our verdict in the comments section below. Thanks for watching this video till the end. We'll see you in the next one.